Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'll be showing you how I make my sauteed veggies. This is one of my favorite ways of making veggies, and this recipe is just right on time for the holiday season. I made this particular veggies last year Christmas, and it was a hit. Anyway, let me show you how to make it. Into a pot of boiling water, I love to blanch my veggies, so I boil the water and then turn off the heat. Now into the pot, I add my cauliflower first, then allow that to sit in the pot of hot water for a couple of seconds, say 30 seconds, and notice that the little or the smaller cauliflowers, I add them a few seconds after adding the big or the larger chunk. So at this time I start to simmer this on very low heat. Now once it's 1 minute mark, I take a bowl of ice water and I immediately take out the cauliflower and dunk it into the ice water bath, just like so. The reason why I am blanching it is because I want it to cook really fast. When I'm sauteing it, it needs to just cook really fast, and because they take a longer time to cook, I like to blanch them. Now this is another way that I like to blanch my veggies. Now for the broccoli, I'm using my steam basket from Joseph and Joseph. If you don't have this plastic one, you can use the metal one that you can easily find. So I just put the broccolis into the basket and then just submerge it into water. And just the same way I did for the cauliflower, I am also putting the tinier cuts of broccoli just a few seconds after adding the big cuts of broccoli. So I'm just going to continue to just swirl this around, and just for a few seconds. I like to blanch my vegetables for just 1 minute. I'm blanching these in hot water, just 1 minute. And so I noticed that the water was no longer hot, so I turned up the heat just so that the water can just simmer for a bit. Now while that's going on, I use a sieve to drain out the cauliflower. Now notice that all the vegetables, I'm using one pot, one water. I'm not changing water, I'm using same water, same pot. I just want all of the flavors to mix and marry well. The reason why I did the cauliflower first because it has it's the vegetable that has the least amount of taste or flavor. The flavor isn't so pungent, so I do cauliflower, broccoli, and then the next one I'm going to do is carrot. Now same thing I did with the cauliflower. I take it out of the hot water and submerge it into an ice bath. Now for the carrots, I'm going to sort of turn up the heat just a little bit so that it just boils just a little bit without actually cooking it. The carrot I'm going to do for a much lesser time, yes, because I don't want to lose the flavor of the carrot, because you tend to lose the flavor of carrot if you boil it for long. So I take that out again, submerge it into an ice bath, just like so. Now once all of that is done, I like to leave it in a basket just like so, and then season it right away. I season it with salt and pepper, and I toss it and then leave it at room temperature or leave it on my countertop for 5 minutes or so. Now once I am ready to saute my vegetables, I add a little bit of butter into my pan for flavor, because I like that buttery flavor, and then I add vegetable oil because I don't want my oil to burn. The oil actually helps the heat temperature, just to keep everything regulated. So next up, I add my garlic. I add my mashed garlic. The reason why my smashed garlic. The reason why I added smashed garlic is because when you mince your garlic, it sort of starts to burn early, and I wanted to add the garlic early enough so that the flavors, sort of starts off early to infuse into the vegetables. Now the next thing I added into my pan, or the first thing I added into my pan, is my zucchini, or what we call in Nigeria marrow. So I saute that for a couple of minutes, and of course season it. Here's what I'll say: if you're sauteing vegetables or whatever, in order to build up flavor, I advise that you season, little or tiny bits of seasoning and as you go. So at every stage you season, at every stage of cooking you season, just but in little quantities, just little amount. Anyway, next up I add the blanched vegetables and sort of mix them together and allow them to steam, or should I say saute them just for a bit. So the other thingy wasn't working. The flipper wasn't really working right or getting what I wanted, so I had to change my flipper. Anyway, so I sauteed that for a couple of minutes, and remember, like I said, you season as you go. This mixed vegetable is one of those things that you can even eat on its own. You can serve this with chicken or fish or prawns or whatever. But in my home, we like to serve this with rice. I apologize for the background noise. It's a lot, I know, but just forgive me. Now, once I notice that my vegetables are cooked, I go in with my red bell pepper. You can use green, yellow, whatever color that you have on hand. But because my veggie was lacking that red vavavoom color, I wanted to add just red bell peppers. So you add your red bell peppers, and one thing about bell peppers is the moment it hits the pan, it starts to cook, and the longer you leave it, if you leave it to cook for long, it starts to extract water. So we don't want it to get to that point. So it's a really quick cook. So again, you season with salt and black pepper just to adjust the seasoning, and also just to get the pepper well seasoned. If you need more butter you can add, but I don't want butter here. Now, once you're ready to serve, don't forget to take out the garlic, but I personally like to leave the garlic there because I'm a garlic lover. But if you're not, you can take out the garlic. Again, season appropriately, taste, season, and then turn off the heat. This is such a quick cook, and it is something that you can add to your dinner table, and also for the holidays, or even just weekday prep. And that's it. I hope you liked this. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope that you gave this a try. And on that note, please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Don't forget to leave a comment, like, and share. And if you do try this recipe, please let me know in the comment section what you thought about it. And also, I'd love to hear more from you about some of the things that you would like to see on my page. Now, I served this with jollof rice and fried chicken, and I also made some coleslaw just in case anybody was feeling funky and didn't want to eat the veggies. I know some people don't like veggies, so I did a bit of coleslaw. And that's it from me, and until next time, I love you muchos.